Since I've been trying for 20 plus years, it leads me to think that it's not going to happen. I don't know why I'm not strong enough to just let it go. Boy, that cappuccino feels really good in my hand. My corporal tunnel is really bothering with me. I gotta find a way to get that swelling down and get my feeling back in my hand because gotta return back to work the day after tomorrow, and I really need the feeling in my hand to be able to do so. All right, here's lunch. I got that sub I picked up yesterday from Firehouse Sub. My daughter, she used her T-Mobile coupon, but the guy never redeemed it. So I ran out and got me one, saved it for today. And now I just got me a frappuccino from Burger King. I'm getting a little tired. And a cup of ice water. They held back on the ice. All right, got a quick snack. Trying to go walk. I'm gonna eat my little PB and J. See it oozing out the side. Oh, you see it? Looks so good.
No, it doesn't. It looks like a struggle meal.
A struggle meal. What's a struggle meal?
Meals that typically college students.
Okay, I'm just getting out of college.
And you still rocking struggle meals?
Y'all see my little unfinished artwork right here? That was Super Rapping Woman. That was a t-shirt I was working on for her. You know, that's my alter ego. He said a struggle meal. I got a whole bunch of songs about struggling. But right now it reminds me of this one. It was a Merc the Beat challenge. So this is one that I wrote. Struggle is real. Can't hardly make enough to pay my bills. Every day I'm going to work, I'm broke still. Know what I'm talking about? This you can feel. This is real. I got big dreams to make them come true. I ain't got the means, but the sparkle in my eye still gleams. And I keep a close eye for those trying to get me high beams. Know what I mean? Yeah, it's your girl Cadillac. Okay, hello guys. I am about to eat. Take these little iron pills. Oh, shoot, I ain't even took my blood pressure medicine. And this will be day 2, I possibly, because I don't remember if I took mine yesterday. So when I can't remember if I took my blood pressure medicine, I just ultimately skip that day. Because I don't know if I took it. I don't want to take 2 doses of it. So I'm going to go ahead and take that again before I forget. Got my espresso. Man, it's almost noon. I feel horrible that I slept this long. It irritates me because it's like I'm behind in everything. Now I remember why I didn't take my blood pressure medicine. I'm at my dad's house, you know, with my sister until he gets back. And I forgot it at the apartment. That's why I didn't take it. So today I guess I'm going to take 2 of these. Hopefully that keeps it down until I get home and take it. And hopefully remember to take it. All right, guys. Back from the dead. Oh my God, I'm tired. But it's 15 minutes to noon. I had to get up, got me a little McDouble and fry bundle. See, small fry McDouble. This is kind of, I guess, my lunch. I only went because my nephew has virtual learning, and he wakes me up real quick, and he's like, "What am I gonna eat?" Like, I don't know what you're gonna eat. So I had to run out and go get him something to eat real quick. And so grab me something to eat because I'm about to start editing my videos and stuff. I hate waking up this freak. They ain't got no salt on this. I guess they knew I didn't need it. But McDonald's, either they put the whole thing of salt on your fries or you get no salt. I guess I don't get no salt today. I don't need salt, I guess, because since I ain't took the blood pressure medicine. Whew. Anyway, I gotta wake up. Got my espresso double shot today. I went ahead and went for the double shot. I get 6 Splendas and 6 creams in it. And I know that kind of makes it not even an espresso, but espresso, the taste is too much for me. I can't take an espresso. And I can't take dark coffee like that, period, because it has such a weird taste to me. So I got the double shot espresso and the 6 cream, 6 Splenda. Most likely, I won't even... You know how you're supposed to just down a espresso shot? I don't do that. I end up just... drinking a little bit at a time. It may end up in the refrigerator. Then I come back for the other half of it. But that's like the cheapest place I can go get espresso. Besides the 7-Eleven. But for some reason, 7-Eleven's espresso, I can drink that and go to sleep. So, I don't know. Cup of water. Mostly ice. Please, I just want to sip the water out and then eat on my ice. And most time when you ask them for a cup of water, they say, yeah, sure, ma'am, sure. And they always forget my freaking water. But today I got my water. All right. Oh, yeah, and then Dunkin' Donuts be trying to charge people now for cups of ice. I used to get an ice every time I went and got my espresso shot, but now that's a no-go. All right, guys, I'll be back in a little bit. Hey, what's up, you guys? I am not really feeling this angle right here. Makes my head look small, my body look big, but I know my body ain't that small, but I don't know, it's just weird. But yeah, so this is day 16 of vlogmas. I am holding on by a thread. I'm barely able to do this. It's really irritating because all it is you're supposed to be vlogging your life pretty much, and I wanted to do it because it would be an opportunity to put out content and also to like practice, because video is very intensive. Like, it's a lot of things that go with it, editing, thumbnails. I said all that before, but it's like just like graphic design is very intensive. It is a lot that goes into a project. Just one logo takes, you wouldn't believe, but it takes days of work, days. So I'm very irritated with it because it's not running smooth. But you know, in my life, nothing runs smooth. I can never just do something and get it done. I always have the most conflict. It's like the silliest stuff always happen. And I remember back, you know, trying to do this vlogmas, and how this morning I have been since I actually shouldn't have went back to sleep, but I did. When I finally got up and wanted to get to work, at least get the one video. My plan is to get one video out in the morning and one in the evening. That way I can finally catch up. But I'm thinking that's never going to happen because there are forces, I guess, beyond myself that will not allow me to keep up. I must always be rushing to stay like 2 steps behind of everyone else. I don't know. It's just something that happens in my life. I prepare, I work hard, I use almost every moment of my day, and I never can get ahead. Never. It doesn't ever happen. It leads me to think that it's not me, it's just something that does not want me to succeed. So, I don't know. I'm to the point where I'm really tired of fighting it. And I just want to be mediocre and just live a regular life. Um, Perfect working in a laundry room. Can't even hardly do that because my hands, they all swollen and numb. So I don't know. But anyways, back to that. So every time I had a project due in graphic design, it was like something would make it where I could not finish on time, or I would finish by the skin of my teeth. The computer would have to do some type of a master reset, or my files, like the Photoshop, it would just stall, or it was always something. And it's like when I knew a project was coming up, I knew ahead of time that something was going to stop it from allowing it to turn in on time, to be, turned in on time. And in graphic design school, if you didn't turn it in on time, I don't care how long you worked on a project. It does not matter. If it was weeks to months, turning it in late, you cannot turn it in. You take a 0, because they want to train you that in the graphic design world, clients need their stuff like right now. And you dropping the ball can cost them a whole lot of money. So that's why there was no slack cut. And it was like, as soon as I got a project, I would start right away, and I would always be behind. And it's not really because of the way I work or whatever. It's just, I ultimately think it is something that does not want me to make it whatsoever. And I'm like, well, dang, why does that force fight me so much? I'm not nowhere, and evidently I'm not going nowhere. Why does it have to be a struggle with everything I do? Just like with Marcello, nothing can just go straight. Nothing. They opened up the thing and allowed the prisoners, they now say that they are citizens. Yeah, they didn't see them as being citizens. So they opened it up and said that they can apply for the relief, the stimulus relief. So, of course, that means that I had to do all that work. I found out, and it was almost to the due date. I did all I could, and still, he wanted that stimulus, and that would take a big weight off of me, because then I don't have to be sending him money for a little while, even though I don't even send him that much. But every dime that I send him it's like my money is it's precious, because number one, I can't really work. I can't. I hate to say it, but I actually am somewhat, oh, I hate to use that word. I don't even like that word. Okay, I would use the word, but I'm not going to use that word. I have ailments that hold me back from just working properly. My hands, they don't function the way they should. They are so swollen, they hurt, they're numb. I can't grip things all the time. I'm dropping things. I can't type. I can't write too long. I can't hardly do anything. So to go to work, I force myself past the pain. And you don't just get off scot-free. You pay for that pain. I did a great job at work last week, and I'm still feeling it. I'm still paying for it. It's hurting. It's painful. I have my neck that is messed up. I can barely talk. I can barely see. But I am grateful, that I'm still here. But it's just, I know what I go through to work. I can't just properly work and just come home like regular, tired from a days of work. I be to the point where I cannot even hardly move to bring home a little check, a small check. And then that little check has to get distributed between mountains of bills. Then I have to send him every now and then money. The stupid phone, I tried to cut that phone bill down. Like the further they are away, the more that it costs. So I set up the Vonage to where I got a phone number that was close in his area, and that was supposed to be approved because it was his. Each 6 months they can update their phone list, and that wouldn't go right. As much as I put into getting the phone bills and this and that, I had a company named Vonage before. But the thing was that Vonage number that I had was close to a different facility that he was in. Only thing I did was change the phone number, turn in the bills. They deny it. Reason is denied is because when I updated his phone bill last time, went through all that stress of doing that, right after they approved the numbers and changed the phone bill, he was put on maximum security and couldn't call anyway for like years. So because of that, I never cut that off, but they cut me down to a pay-as-you-go plan that was like $4 just to keep the phone on. And because I did not change from that pay-to-go plan, I changed the phone number but forgot to change the plan. They didn't approve it. They disapproved it. So only thing approved is those numbers that cost top dollar for him to call. It makes me, honestly, to be honest with y'all, because that is what this week is about, I want to give up. I really do. Sometimes I wish I knew how to give up. I don't know how to give up because the moment I almost get to giving up, when I get this close to giving up, something else pops in my head and I said, well, let me try this. Let me try that. It got to be an avenue. And I try again. I hate that. I just want to be, since I cannot seem to win anything, personal life, family life, love life, career, health, since I can't win nothing. I can't win in one aspect, not even one aspect of my life. I just want to sit back and just exist. Marcello can't come home, then I want to be fine with him being there for the next 22 years. My videos, my artwork won't jump off, then I want to be fine with going to a laundry room that hurts me, that keeps me in pain. Then it's not just the laundry room. I tried several jobs. I had a cashier job. I couldn't do that. I had a bussing table job. I couldn't do that. Bussing the tables hurts. Sweeping the floor hurts. Everything leaves me numb and hurting, except for the artwork that won't work. Isn't that ironic? I don't know. Why can't I give up? If it's not going to happen, if nothing is never going to happen because I have been trying for 20 plus years. Oops, that's my keys. But since I've been trying for 20 plus years, it leads me to think that it's not going to happen. I don't know why I'm not strong enough to just let it go. Just understand, Keita, those things aren't for you. There's people out there that make it on YouTube, but that's not for you, honey. There's people out there that are able to make a living with their artwork, but that's not for you, honey. There's people that make music And it may not be as good as yours, but they make music and they make a living making music, but that's not for you, honey. There's people that have families, they have a husband that can help them with bills, but Kita, that's not for you, honey. That's for them. That's for them. That's not for you. You know, that makes me think back. I remember a long time ago. It was like I was shown that this would kind of be my life. And it's like I'm fighting it. I don't know why I'm fighting it, but I don't know. But when I was a little girl, I used to have this, I don't know if it was a dream or vision, but I was alone. That I would be completely alone, that I wouldn't have anybody around. I guess my parents were gone. I wouldn't have nobody, no husband, no kids, nobody. And it is always my fear that that dream is coming true. And not so much that it was a dream. I think it was something shown to me that, Kita, this is your future. Your plight is to be alone. You're going to be alone. And instead of fighting it, sometimes I just want to embrace it and just move on with, you know, the rest of my life. Because I am 40, almost coming soon. And I've been fighting since I was like 19, 20, and I ain't got nowhere but tired and more broken and more hurting and more, you know. So I don't know. Possibly this is just a rant. I don't know. I go back and forth. I go to points where I'm like this and I'm like, I just want to quit. But I don't know why I can't quit. I cannot. There is something in me attached that will not let go, that won't allow me to just quit. But I really wish I could. Have you ever seen them people in life? There are some people in life that are fine with not having nothing. They live, I don't want to offend anybody, but they live at a certain level and they don't aspire to go any higher. They don't work towards anything. They're fine with where they are. And to me, it feels like they're better off in life than a person like me that studied trying to achieve a dream that's basically unachievable. For me, I do see others achieve my dreams every day. Every day I see someone that's achieving my dreams. But for me, it's unachievable. And I know the regular, usual answer I get is because, Kita, you're so negative. But to be honest with you, I'm not negative at all. I truly believe. I have faith, like faith beyond what I see others have. Who do you know that actually went after a whole music career, like full heartedly? Do you know anybody? Oh, let's go before that. Hair school. I was one of the best cosmetologists. I know you'll never look at me and see that, but I was one of the best cosmetologists. I had some great, like, I did hair really good. The basic hair I did good. Then I did these great hair sculptures. I was an artist and I used hair as my art form. I always was trying to do something new and different. And people used to gather around me in hair school and just try to figure out how in the world she do what she do. And a lot of things that I see them out there doing, I know that I made up. I made that up. I did that. Get in hair school. I passed. So many people that I started with, they quit. They didn't even finish. I finished, no matter how hard it was. I had a little girl. that I used to cry every time I get on the highway to get to work, to school. And I would turn back around when she called me crying. I had got to the point where I was so many hours behind in hair school that the last, I think, few weeks to a month, I had to be at the school from the time they opened to the time that they closed. And I was there all day long. I still worked overnight, took care of my child, to get to the point at the end where I get in the salon, I pass state board right off the bat. They had us so scared of taking state board. And they would tell us all these little horror stories. And I was so scared to take it. I went on and took it. I said, it is what it is. I answered stuff. And they was like, are you sure you're done? Or you don't want to go back and check your answers? I said, it is what it is. It is at this point. I passed with a top score. All of that. Guess what? Just to get in a salon and not even be able to work, because that's when you're taken out of work due to carpal tunnel. I have surgery. It was to the point I couldn't even write Marcello a two-word letter. And I couldn't do anything. Had the surgery, but I was never quite able to do hair like I used to. And the carpal tunnel returned, but not as bad as it was, but it's pretty bad now. But I have carpal tunnel with nerve damage. I say, that's cool. That is so cool. That means that wasn't for me. I went back to that super center that I hated so bad and wanted so bad to get out of. Went back there and I formulated a new plan. That's when I was like, I'm going to become a rapper. Okay? Didn't know how to rap, where to rap, what to do, how to do. So I used to just study. I would go online. Back then, a lot of stuff was on Craigslist. That's crazy. But I would see what auditions they had on Craigslist. And they had Ozone magazine back then, Orlando. That was their Orlando magazine. And I would study that magazine. I would buy it and I would read and find out who is who and who is that person connected to. What does that person do? And I would stay on the radio station websites, like what events is it? Every DJ, I would study them and learn their background, who they worked with, this and this and that. That's how Project Reach the World kind of came about, because I was studying these people. And then I realized that a lot of these famous people run in circles, like the same people. So I was thinking, like, if I get one of my little demo packages to this person and one to that person and this and this and that, then one day it would connect. They would be chilling somewhere and they'll be like, dang, I got one of those paintings with the t-shirt and CDs. And then the other one be like, dang, I got one too. Like, what was that? That's really cool. Let's look into that. That was that little crazy girl that had that wild hair piece. And let's look into that. Let's see what she's about. And then they go in and they listen to the music that I made about Marcello and what happened to our family. And all in all, the music gets on the radio, and then the radio get people to asking, hey, is that a true story? And I'd be like, yeah, that's a true story. And then people be like, dang, we got to help them. And finally his story gets out, and then people step in and they march. And like, I see people march for all these other reasons, and he's free. And I can finally, we can go back to where we left off at in 2001. Go back to just being that family that we wanted to be. I was never supposed to raise my daughter alone. That wasn't in no type of plan, but that was in the plan of my life, I guess, because that's what happened. So I end up getting to age 30, and I'm like, and it wasn't that people didn't know who I was. All around my city, people knew who I was. They knew who I was. They knew my music. But the whole music industry, I didn't know it's a whole like ugh, it's a whole politics to that. A lot of that stuff you do see on when Empire was out. I didn't really like Empire like that, but I did like the fact that, you know what I liked better? I liked the show Star. And that did show what you have to, the behind the scenes, how you actually make it in the music industry, and as shady as I don't know what. And I didn't know that, but I know that now. So around age 30, I was like, well, Keita, that ain't gonna happen for you. I end up going, just trying to, okay, well, can we get my art big? I've always been an artist. People always love me for my art. Can my art become something? I would go to all the little local uh, Orlando has a big art scene, a pretty good size or art scene. I would go into those things where they would have the artists like submit a piece and stuff like that. I did a few art shows and stuff, and it was like, even with the best thing that I do, which was art, I still don't stand out. There was still so much, greater artists that, ended up winning most of the competitions. And I could never make a name for myself in no spot. So that means I started over. Well, I was in college first, even before all of that. But I ended up being put out of college. So I guess that was one. I failed once with the college, failed twice with the cosmetology. I failed three times with my dream of becoming a rapper in music industry. Um, then we go to the art. So that's four. Four times I failed. I put my all into something and it doesn't become anything. Okay, so now we on five. Five. At age 35, I go back to college and finally say, well, I'm going to become that graphic designer. Because years ago, I wanted to be a commercial artist and I went to school for that. But then they dropped the courses, and also they were telling me there was no industry here in Orlando, which there's an industry here in Orlando, but at that time they were saying it wasn't and it wouldn't be. So I made the wrong decision. So I ended up doing legal secretary because I thought that would be a way to get in good with lawyers, because I needed a lawyer so I can ultimately, have my family back together. Um, but none of that ended up panning out. So I pursued the art for a long time. I went from drawing to teaching myself how to paint because I didn't know how to paint. I learned how to paint. I started learning doing hand painted shirts. I started doing that. I started trying to learn airbrush, but that is very difficult. And I'm not saying I can't do it, because just because something's difficult, I'm a type of person that puts my all into something. So whether I'm good now, by the time I master that thing, I'm going to be like the top at it, because that was the same with graphic design. I was horrible at that, but now I'm getting better and better and better. So I go back to school at 35. And I was like, well, finally, you know what I held on to? One day I was in the lab and somebody made a comment. They was like, even the worst graphic designer gets a job. And that clicked with me. I was like, wow, I'm not the best. I'm towards the bottom in that industry. I'm not the greatest with the greatest ideas. So even me, even I can get a job. So that was what I stuck to and held on to. Even the worst graphic designer gets a job. So, all right, I'm gonna wrap this up right here. I'm finna take a walk. Hopefully that can reset everything in my day. Oh, and then number 6 was the YouTube. That's not working either. So I'm like, what really is for me? I be praying and asking God to just show me what I'm supposed to do. And if I'm not supposed to do these things, please show me that. Show me that I'm not an artist. Show me that I'm not a rapper. Show me that I'm not a YouTuber. Show me that I'm not a wife. Please show me these things so I can stop expiring towards what's not for me. But I'm gonna take a walk. Hopefully everything resets itself, and possibly my computer will go back to working, and I'll feel a little better. You know, I'm glad I can talk to y'all about these things, because I can't talk to Marcello about this stuff. He immediately, I don't want to hear no negativity. It's not negativity, it's just how I feel. And even though it may be a negative feeling, when you don't allow someone to get that negative feeling out, it festers inside of them. It stays inside of them. So sometimes I want to be able to talk and get it out. That way it's no longer down in me. But people don't like you to say anything that they can perceive as negative. I don't perceive it as negative. I perceive it as just being truthful. It really is what is. The truth is like, okay, that grass is green. The grass really is green. So that's truth. That's not negative. The sidewalk is dirty. That's not negative. The sidewalk is dirty. So I'm just reporting what happens in my life. It's not negative. It's what's happening. So I tend to keep all those thoughts and feelings to myself, because then people, oh, you're just negative. If you change your point of view, I've changed my point of view. You cannot tell me a negative person that knows something gonna fail, gonna go try something new. I know the YouTube gonna fail. Why would I be out here trying this hard to make this YouTube work? I know that school was gonna fail. Why would I have done 5 years in college at my age? I knew it was gonna fail. That's not negativity, that's positivity. But no matter how positive I be, I come back with a negative result. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's what I don't understand. I don't understand because in life, when you put out positivity, you're supposed to get that back. When you're good to others, you're supposed to get that back. When you treat others the way you want them to treat you, you're supposed to be blessed in return. That's what I don't understand. That's it. I don't understand. It's your girl Cadillac. Well, it's getting dark. I wanted to take a walk, but guess it is not going to stop raining. So I'm out here with my umbrella, taking a walk. About to watch some YouTube, catch up on other people, see what they've been up to. It's your girl Cadillac.